gung-ho, but I think stars didn't want to make anymore. There wasn't a big enough audience out there, or their network wasn't big enough for both, and it just wasn't popular enough to, like all the Evil Dead movies, it was really no surprise to us. It's never been a popular movie or series. Each one, years later, gets a following, but we kind of knew that we were surprised to have season 2.
We now have Evil Dead Rise. What would the Evil Dead making you, like what in these new movies or the show make you go like, oh my, I cannot believe that one day we would be capable of doing that with this idea and this franchise?
Yeah, it really goes to how bankrupt our society is. No, I'm joking, of course. No, we had no idea. We were just trying to make a drive-in movie, and we got really lucky. And we want to make movies. We want to entertain the audience. And here's a franchise. Now I can use that word, where we can make another one. We kind of have now we know we can get another Evil Dead movie made, and that's thrilling. Now we can start really investing for the longer term, continuity of character and storyline. So we're very excited to be able to start thinking about that now.
It's the best possible answer you could have given just now. All right,
comic books that Stan Lee and that great team of Marvel writers and artists had created throughout the years. I mean, there were generations of those artists, and I remember my dad bringing me to the drugstore so I could buy the next Spider-Man comic book. I was really excited, and so it's really, I just became hooked on the great writing and art and heart that I became hooked on the great art and heart that those writers put into the books, and so I wanted to follow in their footsteps.
Who was interested in pursuing a career in the film industry?
Somebody that wants to do what in
pursue a career in the film industry.
Oh, I think the best, what type of career are you talking about?
Like directing maybe, or acting, both.
Directing or acting, maybe even both.
Those are the best 2 jobs. I would recommend, I know directing. I know how to guide directors, so I can answer that part of the question. If you want to be a filmmaker, you should be making movies now. And by that I mean you use your iPhone and you film a movie every weekend and you show it and you make changes to make it better, and then you go out and make your next one. Now, I don't mean you write a screenplay. That's impossible. You can't assemble a crew. I know you don't have a crane and the other tools to make big motion pictures, but you start simply. You write 3 sentences on a piece of paper. You write, woman walks into a store. Second sentence, store owner slaps that woman. And the third sentence is, store owner takes the gun from the woman, throws it outside, and throws her outside. It was a holdup. So you just write a beginning, middle, and end, maybe with some surprise and some development like that. And you go out and you shoot it with your iPhone, and you cut it together with programs that are available on the internet for free, and you show it to people, and you figure out what you have to do to make it better. Why isn't this funny? Why isn't this working? I guess because in my shot, I showed that she had the gun. I gotta frame it differently. I just have to show her coming in. I think she's a customer this way. I think she's a customer. That's how I'm gonna shoot it. And only after the store owner removes the gun do I reveal that. So I have framed wrong. You gotta try and try and try. And you'll learn the craft. It's exactly like developing a muscle. You gotta keep doing it every week, however small. Start small so you can do it. Don't do something big. Do something possible. Just keep doing it. You'll be a filmmaker.
Thank you.
It was kind of an exploration of how to do it with the Sony movies, because there hadn't really been that kind of CGI superhero movie before. So everything was new to us, and we had to break a lot of ground. It was, for instance, I was trying to bring Spider-Man to the screen. I was going to make this special rig that swung through the canyons of New York City, and my visual effects supervisor, John Dexter, said, "Sam, if you try that, you're going to kill somebody." have this multi-100-pound thing flying above the city, above people's heads. It's deadly. And, he said, I think we have to do this as a CGI character. And I said, John, I've seen CGI. This was 1999. And I just don't think the audience will believe Spider-Man as a CGI character. But I've seen dogs in CGI, and I have to make Peter Parker and Spider-Man believable. That's the thing that was so unique to me about the comic books. I really believe this kid existed. And I said, it's the one thing I can't fake. I can't make it look artificial. I said, the technology does not exist, John. He said, you're right, it doesn't exist. But if we start now, in 18 months, it can exist. And I went, that's so cool. Okay, so we had to break a lot of ground with a lot of team leaders and different department heads to make it possible. So everything was like a experiment. And sometimes we failed, but I had to convince Sony we needed, I need 8 storyboard artists. I need 10 animators. And they're going, why is this in the budget? What do you mean you need 10 animators? This is a superhero picture, it's not an animated movie. I said, it is kind of an animated movie. But there was a lot of convincing you had to do back then because it just hadn't been done before. When I got to Marvel, they said, do you want the job of Doctor Strange too? And I said, love that job, thank you. I said, but the thing is, I'm gonna need 8 storyboard artists and I'm gonna need like 10 animators. And they're going, you're gonna have 20 storyboard artists. And you're gonna have 50 animators. So things have really changed, and now there was like a machine for making, they really know how to make superhero movies, and they know how to do visual effects, and they understand you've got to break ground by the very nature of entertaining this audience. They need new visuals, new things. You need to have R&D in your budgets, which is really unusual. And I became a student of Marvel after that. I thought, wow, it was a very different experience. Thank you.